So I just looked at the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles set, and I can't believe I'm saying that. In fact, I think Magic has lost the plot. Welcome back, folks, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you for dropping by and your ongoing support. My name is Patrick, host of the EDH Brutality YouTube page, in which I upload Magic gathering content and analysis every Sunday. Before we jump right into today's video, a quick and special thanks to patrons like you for making videos like this possible. And for those that don't know, a few months ago, I did talk about Magic the Gathering essentially losing its identity with Universes Beyond. And unfortunately, that still remains true to this day. In fact, if we head on over to Scryfall for a quick look, after subtracting any alternate arts, Magic as a whole now has around 5,000 unique cards from Universes Beyond. And do you want to know how many total cards there are in the game? 30,000, meaning 17% of the entire card pool is from Universes Beyond. Or in simple terms, it's almost 1 out of every 6 cards. Frankly, isn't avoidable. Now, addressing the elephant in the room, yes, has Universes Beyond helped the game of Magic the Gathering? Oh, yes and no. Financially speaking, yes. However, from a recognizable standpoint, no. In fact, the art direction now within Magic the Gathering is so different between each Universes Beyond sets, it's not even recognizable. In fact, we may as well call the game Fortnite. If I'm being honest, I don't think people would honestly have a problem with this if it was just done better. I mean, at its core, Magic the Gathering is a high fantasy game, or at least it once was. And of course, you do have the occasional Secret Lair Universes Beyond release, which reflects this wonderfully through artwork such as Goldspan Dragon by Larry L. Moore, or even Faithless Looting by Dave Trampier. And this is what Universes Beyond should be. However, I think players have a problem, myself included, when we have our Emrakul exiled from Dwight from The Office? Yeah. Okay, and this really honestly, although it is a problem, is still recognizable as a Magic the Gathering card. I mean, it shares the same border, and it looks similar to a Magic card. Yeah, the artwork's different, but that's all Universes Beyond is, right? The more I dove deeper into Universes Beyond, the greater my disgust. I mean, sure, you've got great artworks, such as Whisper Silk Cloak in Assassin's Creed, or Jaws Relentless Predator, but neither of them even remotely resemble a Magic card. The artwork is great, but where does the magic come in? Then, of course, we have the mishandling of printings and design choices that are rather questionable, with printings from Final Fantasy just being screenshots, and extreme close-ups from TV shows such as Avatar: The Last Airbender, creating quite possibly the laziest design choice I've ever seen coming out of a trading card game company. I mean, what is this? I guess Fire Lord Ozai here also comes in foil. You know, I hope his eyes glow. But at what point do you look at this thing like, oh yeah, it's a Magic card? Now let's talk about Magic's newest set, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, where once again we are in the streets of New York. And sure, if you are a fan of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, this is probably a great set. But for the vast majority of players that aren't into that, this is just more slop, especially when you have alternate arts that take the high fantasy approach of Magic the Gathering and turn it into a children's cartoon. In fact, some of these releases give me the impression that we are no longer playing Magic. In fact, we're playing Disney's Lorcana. Heck, why don't we just all start playing that? I mean, we already have cards like Knuckles and Sonic. Or how about the upcoming Marvel superhero set? But sure, it's got unique artwork, but we've got multiple prints that looks just like it's a comic book. But at what point is this a Magic card? We used to have artwork featured on cards that depicted high fantasy with even higher stakes, in which you and your friends could partake and visit vast planes that depicted the power struggles between life and death itself, with the player at the forefront of each dominion to become the strongest of them all. And though rather uncanny, this is the game that many fell in love to know as Magic the Gathering. Today, however, the company paints a different picture, one driven by profits. And yes, I totally understand, you need to be a business first and a trading card game second. However, there is a balancing act here that needs to be played, because you can't have one without the other. Even taking a look at the design choices within Magic the Gathering, we used to have a very recognizable frame, which depicted one of the 5 colors in the game. And although that frame still exists, it's gotten much smaller. Of course, the company argues that this was for the readability of each card, but when you're having prints such as Donatello Mutant Mechanic, you really can't go back and say that. It just makes you look hypocritical. Honestly, I can't read shit here. I can't even read who signed the damn card. Oh, digitally signed, that is. Even then, more Universes Beyond sets mean more special treatments to cards, meaning more diversity, as well as liberties taken at the expense of its own branding. To put it simply, if you're trying to please everyone just to make a quick profit, you're gonna please no one. And that's exactly what's happening to our beloved game. And tragically, this isn't something that has been a long buildup. The most tragic part about all of this is it's all fairly recent, meaning we've been flooded with different IPs entering our own. In fact, in its 33-year history, Universes Beyond has only existed for 5 years. Yet somehow, in just 5 years, it already makes up 17% of the total card pool. Even looking ahead, for all of 2026, there's more Universes Beyond sets being released than actual Magic sets, meaning that the percentages are going to skew even greater. And of course, this can be corrected if they just stop printing Universes Beyond, because after all, the company as a whole will continue to create more sets, further broadening the card pool, but I don't ever see that happening, because as a business, it's just way too profitable. So I get it, but I hate it. I guess we just have to either not buy sets, potentially jeopardizing the stability of the company. Who knows, maybe they stop making Magic because of it, or we just hold our breath and suck it up for those eventual rare Magic sets so we can further play the game that we know and love. And to me, that seems like a lose-lose situation, but that's the reality in which we live. It's actually so comically sad, I think it's gotten to the point where we're all just waiting for Magic the Gathering's Universes Beyond Magic the Gathering. Now that is a Universes Beyond I can support. So do you agree with my take? I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments down in the comment section below. Overall, are you happy with the direction of Magic the Gathering or unhappy? And of course, if you don't agree with this video, I'd love to hear your opinions, and hopefully you'll change my mind, giving me a better perspective on things. Because personally, I believe Magic the Gathering has officially lost the plot. But you know what, that's gonna do it for today's video. There's really not much else I can say on the topic. I feel like many players are very disgusted with things, and I'm not trying to beat a dead horse. But until then, if you want to stay tuned for future videos in the channel, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the bell down in the bottom right hand corner of your screen. Somebody said, my name is Patrick, host of EDH Brutality. I thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace out, guys. Oh, hey, didn't see you there. Oh, you didn't know these are Magic cards? Well, you know, word on the streets, just about anything can be Magic card nowadays. So, yeah. Watch any one of these videos. Let's talk about real Magic. The good kind. I hope.